Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the February 12th edition of WAtv. We're coming to you today from Studio 22. I'm Quinn.
And I'm Alexis, and today we'll get you caught up on what's happening with the musical, share an opportunity to get involved in, and talk about parking privileges. But first, Edward is back with a new segment called When I Was in High School. Check it out.
When I Was in High School is a new WAtv segment that features our own teachers sharing stories of when they were in high school. This week, we talk with Mrs. Gregerson. Let's hear what she has to share.
This is myself, my senior year. I was part of the All-State academic volleyball team, so I made All-State in something, I guess you can say. My main name was Garner. My regional meet my senior year, I broke 2 school records. I broke the long jump record, and I also broke the 100-meter record. I did. This was my junior prom, and what's so cool is that dress my mom and I made it. And so I actually made that for a club I was part of called 4-H, and I even modeled it at state and everything. So in high school, you would have thought of me as the all-American kid. I was really competitive. So academically, I wanted to get straight A's. In sports, I wanted to be the best. And I just wanted everyone to like me too. So that was kind of my goal. And I won a lot of awards. I went to state many times in track, even in cross country a couple times. I got lots of awards. But my senior year in high school, God taught me an important lesson. I found out my senior year that part of the youth group I belonged to, I presented the gospel message. And a lot of people rejected it. And I realized all that I did through high school was really worth nothing. In fact, all of those awards and trophies and medals are just collecting dust or in storage containers in my basement or underneath my bed. My biggest regret was people didn't know who I loved and who I believed in. And so my biggest thing I would tell you guys is live for Christ, share Christ. You will never regret that because that has lasting impact. My medals, they don't mean anything anymore.
We want to thank Mrs. Gregerson for sharing that moment with us. If there's one thing to remember, and what we appreciate about this Edward segment is, these staff members and teachers have been right where you are now. Some were athletes, some were mislabeled and judged, and some overcame the same challenges you are facing today. Talk to them. Our community wants to support you. You are not alone. For our next Walking the Halls in 60 Seconds, Stephen Garrison catches up with a junior and senior to talk about parking privileges. Here it is.
This is Steve Garrison reporting from WAtv. I'm here to discuss the parking privileges here at Wheaton Academy with senior Evelyn and junior Ann Hancock. So let's start off with you, Ann. What are the parking privileges here as a junior at Wheaton Academy?
Well, you get to park in the junior lot, and then we recently got off-campus lunch privileges, which is pretty cool. You can go get food or take a nap at home if you live close enough, so that's really nice.
That's pretty cool. How about you, Ellen, being a senior here at Wheaton Academy?
Yeah, it's nice to finally park in the closest lot, close to all of the buildings, so it doesn't take a lot of walking time in the morning to get to class.
Yeah, so as you can see, there's a lot of privileges here. Being a senior, like closer to the senior lot. As juniors, we get to go off campus, park in the junior lot. Sophomores, make sure to not abuse the privileges here by going off campus for lunch. And just be highly appreciative that we get to park on campus here at Wheaton Academy, as some schools may not be able to. This is Steve Garrison reporting from WAtv. Thank you.
Thanks, Stephen. Let's review a couple of things that were said. For starters, seniors have waited a long time for the privileges they now have. The juniors have recently been able to go off campus for lunch, and that is a big deal. But juniors, you need to stay out of the senior parking lot. They have earned the chance to park in that lot. And lastly, the sophomores. You all get to drive and park here. Some high schools don't allow sophomores to do that. Your other privileges are coming, but they aren't here yet. So please respect and appreciate the privileges you do have.
Since winter is still in full swing, Noah Wilding thought she would provide some safe driving tips for those of you behind the wheel this snowy season.
Hi Hi guys, this is Noah reporting from WAtv. Alexis and I are going to show you some tips and do's and don'ts about driving safely in the snow. Don't only clear off parts of your windshield. Instead, clear off the whole thing. Use your defroster if necessary. Don't tailgate other students. Leave plenty of space between you and other drivers. Do not panic. Keep calm no matter what. Don't slam on your brakes. Come to a slow, complete stop. Now let's see what Mrs. Fernandez has to say about driving safely.
Students, another day with bad roads. I would say to you, leave early. Probably double your time allotted to get to school. Drive slow and leave lots of space between you and the person in front of you. And know that we are full of grace here. And if you are having a hard time getting to school on a very slippery, snowy day, we will give grace.
That's all the tips we have for today. I'm Noah, and from all of us at Studio 22, drive safe.
To bring you our sports news this week, we have Justin Germanovich.
Thanks, guys. With the snow canceling the basketball games last week, we will just talk wrestling news and then get you ready for some basketball action this week. Our 3 wrestlers represented us well at sectionals this past weekend, although none of them qualified for state. Each one of them had a successful season. Congrats to our entire wrestling team. The boys basketball team has an away game at ACC this Tuesday night, and then they are back home on Friday night. They play ICCP at 7:30 p.m. as they look to stay on the top of the conference. Get out and support them. Our girls basketball team is in the first round of the regionals at St. Francis tonight. They play 7:30 p.m. against Aurora Central. Since this is a win and keep playing tournament, they need all the fans they can get. Come cheer them on tonight. And finally, since we are now in the middle of Winter Olympics hype, and Cez went out and gave us a little Winter Olympic game of our own, check it out.
Hey guys, I'm Luke, and today we're talking about the Winter Olympics. We will have teachers versus students to see who can name the most out of 16 sports that are being played in 30 seconds. Here we go.
Curling.
Biathlon.
Cross-country skiing.
Skiing, like the downhill one, slalom. Ice hockey.
Snowboarding.
Figure skating.
Ooh, speed skating.
Ice dancing.
What? That's part of figure skating, isn't it?
Ice
dancing.
Like, don't say that to an ice dancer.
Do you ice dance?
I do. I do.
Right on, right
ice
on.
fall is what I do.
I'm into curling myself.
I love curling.
I think we only got like 6 events. But...
Time.
Ice skating, figure skating.
And then there's the speed skating. There's the bobsled one.
Oh yeah,
the one where you ski and jump up the big ramp. That one. And then
hockey? Is hockey an Olympic?
There's the
It
downhill skiing. That's one, right? Where you'd go around the flags. I played that.
Bobsledding.
We already said that.
Sorry.
To wrap up today's episode, here's Erin on 4 things you need to know.
Thanks, Alexis. Number 1, respect the privileges you have. Don't hurt our community by doing what you shouldn't. Number 2, go support our basketball teams this week with our girls tonight at St. Francis and our guys at home on Friday. Number 3, registration is less than 2 months away. Start thinking about the classes you want to take and talk to teachers as your questions arise. And number 4, next Monday is President's Day. That means no school and no off-campus learning day. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at WAtv for information or to leave comments. That's all for today. Thanks for tuning into WAtv from all of us at Studio 22. Have a great day.